Hi, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your January 1st to the 15th, 2022 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's see what the tarot has to say. Gemini, January 1st to the 15th, 2022, Gemini. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. At the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. At our bottom, we have Judgment. At our root, we have Judgment. And we have the Chariot. So if we're born on the cusp with Cancer, or if we have Cancer energy within our natal chart, it's coming through very powerfully here at our root. Then we have our inner self. We have the Eight of Swords. And we have the Six of Wands. It's a very interesting dichotomy here. The Eight of Swords is doubt and fear and being way too much in our own heads. And the Six of Wands is being able to celebrate ourselves and, see the good jobs that we are doing and really build ourselves up. Then we have our emotional selves. We have the Three of Swords and we have the King of Pentacles. So we have those extremes once again, the Three of Swords, heartbreak, pain, disappointment. The King of Pentacles, earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but extreme prosperity, extreme success. Kings are not unsuccessful people, right? There's prosperity to them. And that's going to be what we need to embrace in ourselves. It's like the sense of, I can embrace me if I stop worrying and I stop doubting and I stop listening to everybody else. I can embrace my wealth. If I stop letting the heartbreaks, letting the pain, letting the disappointments override everything else that I have ever become or been in my whole entire life, in myself. Then we have our public arena self. We have the Hierophant, which is Taurus energy, and we have the Eight of Coins. So the Hierophant, again, Taurus energy. So if we have Taurus within our natal chart or we're born on the cusp with Taurus, that's coming through very powerfully in the public arena self. There's also a sense of knowing our power, knowing our wealth, knowing our worth, which makes the dichotomy that we're going through in our inner selves and our emotional selves, it makes it a bit more complicated because people don't see it. People see us as knowing what we're about, being confident, being self-assured, really moving forward with that tenacity, with that brilliance. And yet, we're doubting, and at times we can even be hurting. So just be aware of this, Gemini. Let's look at the energy we need to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. This is the King of Swords. This is us. We're represented by the swords in the minor arcana. We're represented by the lovers in the major arcana. We could be getting in our own way just by overthinking, overanalyzing, and really being too logic based, which I know sounds like such a funny thing. Like, you can never have too much logic, but you can. You can take all the magic out of our existence and ourselves and our lives. And that's going to be something we need to be very mindful of. We're also going to take people's words very much to heart and be like, oh, but I'm not this and I'm not that, and I should be doing this and I should be doing that, until we should just be doing everything and be everything to everyone, and be everybody's idea of success and everybody's idea of prosperity and everybody's idea of, pretty, and everybody's idea of whatever it is that we're seeking after at this moment. And it's just going to be exhausting. We have to be ours. And that's so easy to say and so astoundingly hard to do. So I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm just saying that is a definite message that Spirit is bringing forward here for us. So let's look at our chakra message for this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Oh, goodness. There we go. So we have here personal power. This is the solar plexus chakra. This is a sense of embracing our power, our understanding. This is listening to our gut. This is seeing ourselves as more than what we have originally seen ourselves as, more than we've imagined we could be. So that's going to be quite powerful here. Okay, let's talk about things astrologically before we dive into the tarot and see how everything lines up. So on the 1st of January, we have the Sun trine Uranus. Now, this is a wonderful way to start the year. This is a time where we are comfortable standing out and we're embracing who we are. We're going to worry, but there's also a sense of, I'm not going to worry that much. Like, this is me and I'm proud and I'm loud and, this is who I get to be. Or even if I'm proud and I'm quiet, this is who I get to be as I embrace my heart and myself. We'll have no problem expressing our individuality and to let ourselves shine, and letting ourselves be ourselves. We will also be in tune with the world around us and be getting great insights from our dreams and from our thoughts and from our mind, and just connecting. It's going to seem almost odd the way that we're getting just information coming our way. Now, we also have on the 1st of January, Mercury trine the North Lunar Node. Now, we're ruled by Mercury. So whenever Mercury comes in, it's going to be more powerful for us, Gemini. So this is another powerful and positive alignment, which is a great way, again, to start the year. It is said that our life purpose is echoed between the North and the South Lunar Node. Now, again, remember the imagery of a couple of readings ago with the North Lunar Node being the head of the dragon and the South Lunar Node being the tail of the dragon. That's how it's expressed astrologically. And this is going to be a time where we're really seeing our purpose echoed through the body of that dragon, echoed through the body of our force and our mind and our desires and our hopes and our dreams. And we're so much bigger than we realize if we let ourselves really see that, really embrace. We will enjoy figuring out who and how come, who we are, how come we react this way to things. And that's going to be very powerful for us on an individual level. But we're also going to be looking at the whys and the how comes for everybody else as well. It's going to be like putting together a puzzle. It's like being a great detective. And this is a time where we don't take ourselves too personally and we don't take ourselves too seriously. And that's going to be really, really great. Now, on the 2nd of January, we have the new moon in Capricorn. Cancer is ruled by the moon. So the moon is going to have a tremendous effect on us, and there will be a separate video done on this. Also on the 2nd of January, we have Mercury entering into Aquarius. Now, Mercury, again, is our sign, and it's entering into another air sign. So this is going to be a time where we are empowered, where we feel like we're kind of in the right place, where we're looking and we're searching. Now, because we have the King of Swords, which is air sign energy, coming forward, and that's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, we can find this Aquarius energy to be bringing up things that we'd rather not be brought forward. We'd rather just kind of sweep it under the rug and keep on moving forward. But because Mercury likes being in Aquarius, and Aquarius brings positive outlooks to things, we're going to find ourselves really looking at things differently. And this can be where we get bogged down by what we think we should be instead of who we know that we are. And this is going to be a time where we can let other people's negativity really drag us down and really make us doubt ourselves. Now, Mercury will be going into retrograde on the 14th, which is going to be intense. A Mercury retrograde for us Gemini is always intense because we're ruled by Mercury, and especially if we have Virgo prominently in our natal chart. Virgo is also ruled by Mercury. Things can just get a little bit overwhelming, so just be aware of that. Now, Mercury will stay in Aquarius until the 25th of January, and this will help balance out the retrograde energy. But yeah, more will go into this. We'll go into this more. There we go. I can speak on in a separate video. So this is going to be a time where things are just a bit intense and a bit like there's just going to be more here. It's coming up mainly on the 14th, but on the 2nd we feel kind of at home, but also thoughts and ideas can be coming up, and a certain way that we think we're supposed to be instead of embracing who we truly are can be coming forward, and that can just make things overwhelming. So just be aware of this. On the 5th of January, we have Venus sextile Neptune. Now, the Hierophant, Taurus, is ruled by Venus. So this is going to be intense for us. This is a passionate day where we need to really express our feelings. We will be highly creative and enjoy surrounding ourselves with beauty, which is what we enjoy anyway. Here, Gemini, we just enjoy beauty and embracing that beauty. We are also going to exude a charm that makes us very attractive, so we should take advantage of that. And there's going to need to be a time for self-care and pampering, because it will go a long way. Even just a little bit, just taking a little bit extra time on taking care of ourselves, on pampering ourselves, will really enhance our mood and enhance our energy vibration. Also, because we have Taurus here in the public arena, Taurus loves pampering. You know, we might not know that about Taurians, but they secretly love pampering. And so that's going to really help us in the public arena if we pamper ourselves and we connect with ourselves. On the 8th of January, we have the Sun conjunct Venus. Again, amplified because of the Taurus energy in the public arena, and Taurus is ruled by Venus. This personifies love and peace. We need to surround ourselves with beauty and give ourselves permission to be expressive with our emotions, to open up our hearts. This is a time when low energy vibration people will have a huge effect on us. They'll bring us down. We have to be mindful of who we let into our lives. On the 10th of January, Mercury is trine Chiron. Again, we're ruled by Mercury, so Mercury comes out very strongly during this time. This is a harmonious aspect that helps us to heal ourselves and others. We are going to have a lot of doubt that comes forward during this time, so we just have to be aware of this. We will have a talent of saying the right things at the right time. We will need to follow our ideas and really embrace our ancient wisdom and our sense of understanding. That's really going to help us, because ancient wisdom is going to help bring forward our understanding and really see us moving in a direction that we want to move in. The 11th of January, we have the Sun sextile Neptune. Now, this is powerfully creative, all right, and it really helps us embrace this powerfully creative time. Neptune makes us highly sensitive, and so we should be mindful of who we're surrounding ourselves with and how we're associating with them and where we are, because we're going to be very sensitive to the energy of the whys and the how comes and the who's and, you know, everything of our surroundings during this time. So just being aware of that. There's also a lot of psychic potential, so this can overwhelm us if we're not ready for it. So just, again, be prepared for that. Also on the 11th of January, we have Mars squared Neptune, which again brings that Neptune power forward. So here, this alignment brings profoundly varying energy. On the one hand, we have positive energy of bravery and glamour, and yet on the other hand, we have intrigue and scandal coming forward. Think of it as kind of like Hollywood. All that glitters isn't gold. And that's going to be something that we really have to be aware of on the 11th. This is also a time to listen to our inner selves, where we need to listen to our inner selves and to stand separately from the chaos of the world. The world is going to be going one direction. We really need to embrace our hearts, our souls, and ourselves and go a different direction. Again, on the 14th of January, we have Mercury going retrograde, which we should circle on our calendars because it always affects us quite profoundly. Now, we'll get the real intensity of Mercury retrograde on the 25th when it comes out of Aquarius, but also know that the Aquarius energy makes us ask a lot of questions, makes us go profoundly deep within ourselves, which might be overwhelming. And again, Mercury retrograde lasts till the 3rd of February. Okay, So let's look at what the cards are saying. The cards are telling us to answer our call, right? They answer the call of our angels, answer the call of our inner selves, rising to a higher power, rising to a higher potential, rising to new heights that we hadn't anticipated, and yet we deeply desire them. With judgment coming forward, we're rising out of a box that either we put ourselves in, this is what success looks like, this is what prosperity looks like, this is what bounty looks like, or we're going to find that we're rising out of the box that society has put us in, the world has put us in, and we're really starting to say, how do I follow me? How do I follow what I need, what I want, what I desire from my life and for myself? It brings us to the Chariot, it brings us to being driven, it brings us to being focused. We're looking at the subconscious and the conscious, meaning we're looking at our internal selves and our external selves and saying, why do things feel out of balance? Do things feel out of balance? How do I move forward? How do I embrace what I love? How do I embrace what I want? How do I move forward in the power that is me? With the Eight of Swords, this is us getting way too much in our own heads. And when we're too much in our own heads, as air sign energy, as a person ruled by Mercury, it's devastating. It is devastating. We will overthink. We will overanalyze. We will feel guilty or bad or just as if we can't move. And this is a time where we have to say, why? Why am I stuck here? What is it that I'm stuck on? Where is it that I think I'm supposed to be? What is it that I think I'm supposed to be doing? And why is it that I'm not embracing who I am? The Eight of Swords can be us looking at the world and saying, but I should be doing this and but I should be doing that. And yet look at the state of the world. Look at everything that we've been through. Be kinder to yourself. The Eight of Swords is fear. It is wrapping us in fear. And it's saying, I only see the fear that is around me. I see the darkest avenue forward. I see the doubt. I see the chaos. And that gets to be my reality. Why? We have to ask ourselves why. Because the Eight of Swords comes in and it comes in for everybody. But we're going to see it up front and, up close and personal right off the bat, like right as the year starts. And there's going to be this doubt. It's going to be the sense of we have these great ideas and then, oh no, I can't do this. Oh my gosh, am I just being insane? What is wrong with me? Why do I always? And then we're just going to go off on ourselves, Gemini, like only we can, in a hurtful, spiteful, way that really makes us feel small, that really makes us feel diminished. And it brings us to the Six of Wands, which is then saying, celebrate yourself. Like, what the heck is wrong with you? Celebrate you. You get to be a powerful being. You get to embrace your heart and your love and what you desire within your life, embracing your personal power, listening to your gut. The Six of Wands is that sense of celebration, is that sense of success. It's having that really good boss that says, well done, that looks at our good points as well as maybe the points that we need to improve on, but really highlights where we are going right and then helps lead us in that direction of growth and development. And so here, be mindful of that. Be that really good boss to you instead of that really bad boss that just harps on everything that we didn't do or, says, why didn't you do this? And yet we never communicated with ourselves that we needed to. So here, just be mindful. The Eight of Swords is every negative thing, every doubt, every fear that we have, and it's just going to weigh us down. It moves us to the Three of Swords in our emotional self. And this is a time where we're looking at our heart, we're looking at what we want, and we're pulling out the swords. Because we cannot move forward if we don't name it. If we don't say, you know what, no. I'm not moving forward in this pain, in this hurt, in this disappointment. I'm not this anymore. Because there's a part of us that just wants to hide away. It's like, oh my gosh, it's so hard. It's so hard to be happy. It's so hard to find the right person. It's so hard to connect, in that relationship, the way that I want to connect. It's so hard. And yes, life is so hard, but it's also beautiful. It is also profoundly beautiful. These are all the fears that we have. This is the person telling us, you'll never make a good partner. This is the ex, absolutely obliterating? Demolishing, there we go, we'll go with that word, demolishing us before they leave. Saying every insecure thing that they know that they can hit us with, just to devastate us, just to hurt us. This is the parent, the guardian, who wasn't there for us, who never made us feel safe. These are all the hurts that we carry around with us. The teacher that told us we were stupid. The friend that, walked away from us or wasn't there when we needed them. And these are all the things that we carry around with us and say, these are my wounds. And because we have the swords still stuck in our bodies, they're still open. The wounds never get a chance to heal. Now we need to look at them and we need to name them. And we need to say, enough is enough. Enough is enough. I take out these swords. I take out these wounds. I take out these pains. And I get to be so much more than I ever thought I would be. I get to heal. I get to be empowered. I get to be emboldened. And as we name the pain, therefore taking power over it, we move to the King of Pentacles. We move to prosperity, success, bounty, abundance. We move to a place where it's like, this is what I've earned. And in medieval times, the king, he was the ruler, right? You could have an emperor, you could have the pope, right? That comes in the public arena, and those were higher up. But the king, that was the ruler. That was the person who was supposed to be strong and capable and able. And that's what we're embracing here. The person who's strong, capable, and able. The person who can right the wrongs, who can fix the problems. And that's the energy that we're embracing within our own lives. That's the game-changing time that we're stepping into here. And we're doing so emotionally. It's like we're emotionally opening up that door to success. We're looking at things. We're putting pieces of the puzzle together. We're putting things together that absolutely inspire us. And we're like, well, why not? Why not go after this? Why not embrace this? Why not see this? Why not be this? And it brings us to the Hierophant. It brings us to this energy of standing, in front of that crowd, of being that person who declares, who understands, who sees. And this is going to be a time where we find people turning to us, where people say they know. Gemini knows. Gemini sees things differently. They're not going to see the inner turmoil. They're not going to see that we're having a hard time rallying for ourselves. What they're going to see is that we have it together. What they're going to see is that we know more than we're letting on. And that's because we're looking at the darker side of things. We're looking at the problems that we have, the hurts that we have. We're looking at it. And instead of sweeping it away, instead of running away from it, we're facing it head on. And that's going to change the whole entire outlook of 2022. Because we're not held back by fear anymore. The kingdom of heaven is opening to us. The kingdom of what we greatly desire within our lives is opening to us. Are we brave enough to take it? Are we brave enough to call out the pain within us and therefore diminish its power? And it's sometimes healing its power, being able to say, oh, I see those bad thoughts coming up. I see that hurt coming forward. It doesn't mean that we have to be in this on our own. We could be talking to a therapist, a spiritual advisor, friends. We could be journaling. We could be listening to people, on YouTube or, podcasts and getting that help, getting that insight that we need. I love Esther Perel, who really just helps kind of break things down, break human relationships down, break the connections that we have with ourselves down, and open the door. And she has our podcast and is on YouTube. This is a time where we're going to find healing coming forward, but we're also going to find that there's power and there's beauty and there's intensity to us that we just haven't seen within ourselves, because it's so hard to see it. It's so hard to claim it because we know all our flaws. We know everything that we've done wrong. And what Spirit is saying here is like, yeah, but look at everything that you've done right. Look at all the power that is behind you. It moves us to the 8 of coins. It moves us to that hard work, to that coming together, to being that orchestra that plays together in this beautiful harmony, in this beauty, in this intensity, instead of each one doing its own thing and sounding like, screeching cats all coming together. This is a time where even we start to see, oh, well, those hardships, that pain, that suffering was put in my path for this reason. Now, yes, some pain, some suffering has no reason to it. It is just evil, and there is evil within the world, whether we want to call it evil or chaos or however we want to name it. There's no justification of it. So why would we even try? Here, we're seeing ourselves creating. We're seeing ourselves putting in the time and putting in the effort and being that determined, focused person who's going to find that doors open because we've called them to open. Now, the repeat of the number 8 here has us being very serious. This can be a time where we are just so serious that there is no time for joy. There is no time for expression. And that can be okay. But because we have a tendency to be in our own heads so much, that's going to be something that we want to be aware of. We want to be aware of when we're becoming workaholics. We want to be aware of when, it feels like everybody's just being a cosmic, pain in the tush. And it's them and it's not us. But if it's everybody, then it might be us. It's when we just get so annoyed at everyone. So just be aware of this, because we need to create this harmony within our lives, this power within our lives, this determination that moves us forward towards so much more. And that's what we've been working towards. And that's actually going to be something that as it comes into our lives, we're going to be surprised by it. It's like, oh my gosh, how did that happen? And then we're going to realize it's like, oh, I've actually been working towards this. It's like, oh, these are the pieces of the puzzle coming together. It brings us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of. It's the lovers. It's really us getting in our own gosh darn way, Gemini. This is us in the major arcana. We're represented by the lovers in the major arcana, by the swords in the minor arcana. So we are coming forward here as this intense person who just can get in their own head, who can follow the lust of it and not see the beauty of it. So just be mindful of this. We're also going to be really attracted to people who seem to be exciting. We're going to be really attracted to the excitingness of things. And we're going to need to kind of tone it down just a little bit, because those people, they might be great in the short term, but in the long term, no, it's not going to work out as well. Our subconscious chakra energy is dreams. This is the third eye chakra. This is understanding that so much power, so much insight is coming to us through our dreams, through our subconscious, and just keeping ourselves open to that energy. Our subconscious rooted energy is the sun. Blessings. This is the happiest card in the whole entire deck. If we let it shine, oh my gosh, will we be blown away with what comes forward, with what we see and what we start to create within our lives. This is happiness. This is joy. Do people take us by eyes because they see the sun radiating within us? Absolutely. Do we need to give them that power? No. We get to be the radiance and we need to stop doubting ourselves. Our subconscious inner self is the Two of Swords. It is a pathway forward. It is seeing and understanding. We always thought it was one way or another. You either went here or you went there. You did this or you did that. Those were the roads that were open to us. And what we're going to see here are that new pathways are opening. New roads are revealing themselves. And we need to take them. We need to at least try. It brings us to our subconscious emotional self. And that's the Nine of Swords. Again, we're in our own head way too much. The Nine of Swords is worry and doubt and fear. It's chaos. It's up late at night. It's not taking care of ourselves. It's doubting ourselves and fearing that we can't. We need to stop. Because we can ruin everything. We can take away every blessing. Because we're overthinking and we're overanalyzing and we're too stressed out and people don't see it, and so we're not going to ask for help, and it's just going to be too much. We need to stop. We also need to understand that it's not all on us. They have to, the proverbial they, our family, our friends, our work, they have to stand on their own as well. And if we are becoming overwhelmed, if we are becoming too stressed, we need to actively take care of ourselves and make sure that we matter. Make sure that we put ourselves in the realm of mattering, in the realm of somebody who gets to be taken care of. It moves us to our subconscious public arena self. And it's the Four of Swords. It's rest. It's rest, and it's honoring our story. It's honoring everything that we've been through, because we're going to tend to think, oh my gosh, I should have done that better. Oh my gosh, I should have done that differently. And it's like, yeah, okay. That's one way of looking at it. But the other way of looking at it is honoring our story. Honoring everything that has made us who we are. When we're reading a book, when we're watching a movie, when we're engaged in this realm of a fantasy, right? In this realm of alternate reality, what engages us is not the fact that the person had it easy and it was wonderful, all the way through. It was the struggle that they went through. It was the way they persevered. And if we can admire that in fictional stories, if we can admire that in friends and in family, if we can admire that in people, that we look at and we aspire to be like, then we should very well admire it within ourselves. Honor our story. Honor everything that we've been through. And honor our path forward. Because it is an extraordinary path. But take time. Take time to rest. Take time to connect, Gemini. All right. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and harmony, Gemini. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power and the intensity of this time. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Gemini.